Breaking news, Justin Baldoni just got a big win, meaning Blake Lively got a big loss.
Justin Baldoni just secured his third major courtroom victory, and the aftermath has sent Blake Lively into a full-blown panic. So, what exactly happened in court, and why is Blake now scrambling to manage the fallout? Well, this time, she attempted to gain access to Justin's personal phone records, texts and calls, hoping to find something she could use against him. But the judge wasn't having it. In a ruling that had Justin's legal team celebrating, the court outright rejected Blake's requests, deeming them overly invasive and unnecessary. Now, the pressure is on, and Blake is feeling the heat.
I want to talk about this so we all understand sort of the rights, because clearly Justin's team is going to be out there trying to subpoena Taylor Swift, right? And everybody else that's involved in this case.
Blake and her team thought they had a solid strategy, targeting Justin's call logs, emails, and private messages to try and prove he was behind some elaborate smear campaign against her. They even sent subpoenas to major phone companies like Verizon and T-Mobile, demanding years' worth of records. But the judge wasn't convinced. He ruled that her request was nothing more than a fishing expedition, a desperate attempt to uncover something incriminating, whether it was there or not. The court condemned the request as an unnecessary invasion of privacy and flat-out denied it.
Quietly working with Nick Shapiro, the CIA's former deputy chief of staff and senior advisor to former director John Brennan. So this guy, high up, just about as high up as you could possibly get if he is the deputy chief of staff.
This ruling is a major victory for Justin, who's been working tirelessly to clear his name. For Blake, though, it's another courtroom defeat, and with each loss, her case is falling apart. U.S. District Judge Lewis Lemon didn't hold back in his decision. He made it very clear that Blake had no legitimate reason to demand Justin's phone records. In a detailed 6-page ruling, the judge emphasized that even without the content, phone records can reveal highly sensitive information, like contacts with doctors, psychologists, and personal acquaintances. He concluded that Blake hadn't justified such an extensive and invasive request.
Counsel for Ms. Lively has made it clear that Ms. Lively does not want Mr. Friedman to be the attorney who takes her deposition. Essentially, the judge agreed and told her lawyer that she does not get to choose who deposes her.
Let me break it down in simpler terms. Blake's fishing expedition is over. Justin's attorney, Brian Fredman, wasted no time celebrating this huge win. In a statement, he said the court shut down Blake's blatant attempt to invade their client's privacy. He called it a big victory, further proving that her claims are without merit. And honestly, he's right. This marks Justin's third major courtroom victory, and each time, Blake's case unravels after another embarrassing legal loss. Instead of accepting defeat, Blake's team is now doubling down, questioning why Justin is so adamant about not handing over his records.
You are going to depose Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Taylor Swift, who else?
You know, anyone that reasonably has information that can be, you know, that can provide evidence in this case is going to be deposed. I mean,
that's Taylor
sure.
Swift. She was there for that meeting.
She was there for that meeting.
Okay, well, I'm a lawyer. I know what that means.
A spokesperson for Blake quickly fired back, asking, "What is Brian Fredman trying to hide?" They pointed out that Fredman promised to release all the receipts but then fought in court to keep Justin's phone records secret, records that allegedly show who Justin and his associates were calling during their supposed retaliation campaign. The spokesperson argued that,
"Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?"
Into oblivion.
Blake's team felt entitled to request 2.5 years of calling history and expressed frustration.
Actress Blake Lively is accusing co-star and director Justin Baldoni of sexual harassment and a smear campaign stemming from their work together on the summer movie It Ends With Us.
With the court ruling. They added that instead of getting the records directly from the phone companies, as they initially asked, the judge ruled that they could obtain them if they made more specific requests. Now, they're following the judge's advice and sending those requests directly to the defendants involved, eager to finally see the records. It's clear Blake isn't backing down. But it seems like she feels the pressure to find something to bolster her case. After the judge denied her access to Justin's phone records, Blake took another step, hiring former CIA Deputy Chief of Staff Nick Shapiro to manage her PR crisis. She knows time is running out and that she needs something on Justin, both to present to the judge and to protect her public image.
Actor-director Justin Baldoni is now suing his former co-star Blake Lively and her husband Ryan Reynolds, seeking more than $400 million in damages, accusing them of defamation and extortion.
So, can Shapiro save Blake Lively's sinking ship? Well, he's not your typical Hollywood publicist. He's a high-level crisis manager who's worked with top government officials and A-list celebrities, guiding them through scandals and media storms. For Blake to bring him on board at this stage shows just how much pressure she's under.
Allegedly, Target is claiming customers are returning Blake Lively's hair care line, Blake Brown, in droves. So they are pulling all of her merchandise off their shelves because they are losing profit.
And here's the ironic part. Hiring Nick Shapiro might actually be doing more harm than good for Blake Lively. The public knows that Shapiro has a history that suggests he might not be the most honest person. This move could end up backfiring on Blake as it raises more questions about her handling of the situation.
Like, hi, have you met Brian Friedman yet? I know I haven't, but I wouldn't try this. Judge Lehman responds to this order and he just slaps her down.
Are you going to sue Blake Lively too?
Into oblivion.
In a world where sometimes people judge you before they give you a chance.
Now, Taylor Swift, who used to be one of Blake Lively's closest friends, has been dragged into the drama. Sources close to the case reveal that Justin's team is putting together a list of potential witnesses who might be subpoenaed, and Taylor's name keeps coming up. It looks like the situation is pulling in even more big names as things get messier.
Justin Baldoni suing the New York Times for an article reporting Blake Lively's claims that he directed a smear campaign against her during the press campaign. Baldoni's lawsuit calling the article rife with inaccuracies, misrepresentations, and omissions, relying on Lively's, quote, self-serving narrative.
Remember, Taylor has publicly supported Blake throughout this ordeal, and there are even speculations that she may have quietly funded some of Blake's legal efforts behind the scenes. Now, Justin's legal team might argue that Taylor played a role in shaping the public narrative against him. Legal experts say it wouldn't be surprising if Taylor was subpoenaed for her communication records, emails, or even testimony about what she knew and when she knew it. Things are definitely getting more complicated for everyone involved.
What Lively parties conspicuously failed to mention is that the now pending litigation in Texas was precipitated by Miss Lively, who initiated legal action against Mr. Wallace in Texas state court on January 21st, approximately 2 weeks before he filed his federal lawsuit.
But here's the big question. Will Taylor fight it? Insiders say she absolutely will. Taylor has spent years keeping her legal battles private, and she's not about to let this one pull her into the spotlight. However, if the court deems her a key witness, she might not have much of a choice. Blake's latest...
Anyways, Judge Lehman responds to this order and he slaps down, he just slaps her down. I don't know what else to say. Probably because he probably doesn't take kind to just being manipulated. You know, you should have been like, I want an extension because I don't have any proof.
Loss hasn't gone unnoticed. Reputable magazines like The Hollywood Reporter and Variety have covered the case extensively, with many in the industry now wondering if Blake has anything left to fight with. The Hollywood Reporter's latest cover story painted Blake as a desperate actress grasping at straws. It didn't take long for her team to hit back, calling the coverage sexist and degrading. Blake's rep launched an attack, calling the portrayal disgusting and full of sexist...
One of those intended parties, Jed Wallace, along with his company Street Relations, filed an anticipatory and meritless 10-page complaint in the federal district court in Texas regarding issues that substantially overlap with the issues in this litigation.
Tropes, arguing that this type of coverage is why so many women fear coming forward. Meanwhile, Justin has stayed quiet, letting his legal team and the court rulings do the talking. He's already done most of the work gathering the receipts he needs. However,
you are about to file a lawsuit against Blake's publicist Leslie Sloan. Are we correct? And if so, is it a similar allegation to the New York Times case?
She'll definitely be sued. There's no question about that. I mean, it's just a matter of when and for what. And whether she's included with others or not. And frankly, you know, I'm not prepared to give up our legal strategy.
Earlier this month, Baldoni did admit that he's been struggling emotionally and dealing with anxiety after a very stressful year. His attorney also revealed that the ongoing legal battle has left him both financially and emotionally devastated, highlighting the toll it's taken on him. It's not just his mental health that's suffering. his career is taking a hit too. Sources close to Baldoni claim that the lawsuit has cost him 3 major jobs, with potential earnings in the hundreds of millions of dollars now slipping away. Blake's not faring much better. Her legal team has argued that the lawsuit has hurt her career as well, claiming it cost her a hosting gig on Saturday Night Live. At this point, it's clear this lawsuit isn't just a PR nightmare, it's turning into a career killer for both stars. Despite Blake's legal setbacks, the case isn't over yet. But honestly, 3 major court losses in a row don't bode well for her. If she keeps going down this path, she might not just lose the Hollywood is watching, and we'll be here bringing you every juicy detail as this drama unfolds. So make sure to subscribe and stay tuned.